Hello everybody and welcome back to another stream of the Skovak Intrusion here with Novak.
Hello.
Hello. We'll see whether I can actually get onto the realm. I'm gonna
Could be
open
able
this drink and see. There we go. I was gonna say it had been loading for a while, so.
Oh,
Oh, it smells like apple.
fair.
It's a
Hold on, let
raw-
me start my stream too.
Okay. I'll try it on yours.
2. Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 5 of the Skovak Intrusion. I'm here with Skeevers.
Hello. I feel like I'm doing the voice from
Yours.
Seinfeld when they're making like their belly buttons talk or whatever, and George and Jerry are like, "Hello there."
Amazing. Perfect start to a stream.
Right.
Skeevers is about to try Warhead's drink.
Yep. Sour green apple soda, naturally
Oh, brilliant.
flavored, and it's only 150 calories per can.
You want to know the weird thing about the drink that I chose?
It's green apple flavored as well.
Yep.
Wow. My flavor-packed sour soda will blow your mind and taste buds away from Wally. Whoever that is. Alright, let's have a sip. What an unusual reference. I know, right? But it's so good. Maybe I could see how many Seinfeld references I could make tonight. Like that episode when I was making Simpsons references. Repisodes. Simpsons
Wow.
references.
Are you okay?
No, I'm really not. maybe I'll have a drink of this drink and I'll be alright then.
Cool. I'm in the middle of nowhere and it's dark.
Ooh. It's not bad, but it's not sour. You want to sip, Sharky? Sour apple. I can hear myself in the kitchen. Okay, back to the game. Well, I'm at home if you need to come home. Or otherwise we can sleep. Are you sleeping?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you sleep. What do you think?
No, good.
Yeah, it is more tart than sour. But it's nice though. I feel like you drank like heaps.
Oh dear.
Whew, that's good. That's good squishy. I'll have to go back to that shop and give me some more of these. Alright.
There are creepers in my boat. I'm going on to creative mode because I do not want the ship to blow up. What are you doing? You're gonna blow my ship up! There's a creeper!
Whoops. I'm not gonna blow it up. I'm gonna blow them up.
Wait, really?
Badonk. Badonk. Is there only one?
I thought there was 2. Because one of them was following me up there, unless that was the same one and it just fell into that hole. I'm gonna check.
You haven't even emptied the chest. I can't even get out now. How do I get out of this thing?
Up here.
Eh.
Wait. Wait, how do you get out once you're there?
This way. I
like that.
use the trapdoor.
Okay,
I was like,
cool.
how do I get out of here? But yeah.
But yeah, I haven't emptied the chests because my inventory was full.
I have a funny anecdote. And by anecdote, I just mean a story. To tell that Sharky tells me that I was going to tell on the stream. He's like, you're going to tell everybody on the stream and all that. So here's his self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay.
We were in the car on the way home from church the other day. And the mini skeevers. Sorry, I was trying to kill a spider and also like not dox my child. Mini skeevers is like doing some weird noise with with her mouth. I can't even remember what it was, but I couldn't do it anyway. I tried to do it, but I couldn't do it. And Sharky could do it, and she's like, I'm good at making this noise. And I was like, yeah. And I said, you know what Mummy's good at? I said, which Uncle Ash goes off at her for showing off about. And she's like, what? And I'm like, whistling. So then I started whistling. And everyone in the car was laughing. She's like, I don't know how to whistle. And Sharky was like, I don't know how to whistle either. So that's okay. And Mummy's just really good at it or something. And then she turns around and she goes, you know what I'm good at? And we're like, what were you good at? Oh, she was croaking, like with a deep croaky voice, Sharky says. And she goes, you know what else I'm good at? And we're like, what else are you good at? And she says, screaming. And we were like, yeah, but don't do that right now. She like thought about it and she's like, I'm good at screaming. And I'm like, yes, you are, but I don't want to hear it right now in the car. Because then you'll start your brother off.
Wow. Oh dear.
Oh, it was the funniest thing. So then I was telling about how I was like whistling and showing off.
Rude.
I am. But you love me, so.
But also, I was then able to whistle when I was helping my friend take her dogs for a walk, and we were trying to get them both to come back. And I whistled, and it was really loud, and I was just like, "Wait, what?"
Nice. I mean, you at least you can whistle. Sharky cannot whistle at all.
Yeah, but it's like sometimes I can, sometimes I can't.
Yeah. It's alright. Just
It's
do
very
the
annoying,
just do the
especially when I'm
Pepper and
trying to do the
Susie
Hunger
thing.
Games. Oh,
Like on the
whoops.
Peppa Pig episode when she's like going on about Peppa can't whistle, and then Susie's like, she's like, what's whistling? And she's
I have
like,
the home coordinates,
you
please.
put your lips together and blow. Yeah, just let me get my book out.
Oh
And then
no.
Peppa, and then Susie does it, and she whistles, and Peppa just hangs up on her. So that phone name of Peppa pressing the button, that's from that episode.
Right.
Because
Okay.
she just like
fair.
cold deadpan just goes boop, and hangs up because Susie does it. 227, 96, and 33.
Okay.
Sharky says she's been learning musical terms at school like pitch and adagio.
Are you sure about that?
227.
You said 2-7.
I said 227. You just did. I definitely said 227. We need to go back and listen. I'm going to go back later because I'm certain that I said 227. But I sort of said it quick.
Also, well, he says Hunger Games, but the Mockingjay just blows raspberries.
Pretty sure I just spat all over my microphone. So
Lovely, amazing, and that
was
was
dry.
a horrible sound when you cleaned the microphone. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Sharky says that she's been learning musical terms at school like pitch and adagio. I don't know how to say that. Hopefully they'll replace screaming. Haha. Yeah, well, I don't know musical terms. I just sing. I don't know how to pronounce
Also,
that.
I hope you're cultured enough that if I go, da-da-da-da-da-da, you're gonna know what I'm listening to right now.
Who are you gonna call? Those. Misheard song lyrics.
So,
if you know, you know.
yeah. You have seen at least the original two Ghostbusters films, right?
I have seen the first one only.
Okay.
A very long time ago. Like, I can't really remember much except for, like, that baby scene at the end or whatever when the baby's, like, getting sucked up or whatever. Or floating up in the air or something. Or am I just making things up?
That's the second one.
Oh, okay. Well, then I've seen the second one. I don't know if I've seen the first one. What's the first one? With the green monster?
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh. See, like, I know who that is, the Michelin Man. Do
No.
you know the Michelin Man?
No.
Like, well, he looks like the Michelin Man. Like, I know it's obviously not the Michelin Man, but you know, like the Pillsbury Doughboy or whatever. Like,
Also, my Spotify suggestions are having a
Adagio.
strong. We've just gone from Ghostbusters to Queen.
Do you have premium?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. That makes it weirder then.
Mhm.
But yeah, I know Ghostbusters. I know of Ghostbusters, of the Busters of
Good.
Ghost. But yeah, I can't tell you anything about it. Or
It's to
not
the point
very
that I
much. It's
am
been a very long
actually.
time.
Yeah. I'm actually curious if there's if my brain could work, that'd be great. If there is an intentional
And I know there's
sort
one
of
with the women,
to yeah,
but I
we don't
haven't
talk
seen
about that
that.
one.
Oh, okay. Is that not good? We don't talk
Not
about that one. No, no, no. We don't talk about that one. But
um
alright, go on. I've made you segue.
yeah, so basically not because of the fact that it's women or anything, like we're not anti-feminist. Basically
I
it's
was gonna
because they
say,
took
better not be, as a woman here.
yeah, they took the fact that so canonically in the first two, Egon and Ray are autistic. Like it's never said in them, but the creator is autistic. So he's just like, yep,
I'm
they're
like,
autistic.
I don't really know which ones you're talking about, but anyway, carry on.
The two really nerdy ones. Basically not Bill Murray's character and
The
not
one with the
Winston.
glasses?
Yes.
Okay. Don't want to be an anti-dentite. Yeah, there you go, there's a second Seinfeld reference.
Anyways,
Sorry.
but yeah, no. So they took the fact
Oh,
that in the original
hang on.
films those two um I'm not certain what just happened.
Hey, you're good. That drink, that soda went down the wrong pipe and it was like burning.
Oh,
I
ow.
was like, ugh. And I was like, I really need to cough and I'm trying to like frantically mute everywhere so I can have a big
Right,
cough and a big drink. I was like, give me
fair.
that water. But yeah, I'm all good now. Finished being dramatic. You may
Wait,
continue.
what?
I said I'm finished being dramatic. You may
Oh,
continue.
you're finished being dramatic.
Not
I thought you
you.
said finish being
No.
dramatic. I
I'm
continue.
finished.
Fair. And yeah, they took the fact that those two were definitely autistic, and then they made a couple of the female characters autistic, but they made them quote unquote bad autistic. Like, so instead of playing to the strengths in the same way that the original films did, they made them like socially not great, and I'm not sure what. Like, I haven't even watched it. I just read that and I was just like, oh no, thanks. You're still there. You've just gone
There, sorry.
completely
No,
silent on me.
I had to like cough choke again. I'm like really not okay. That drink's really like mucked me up.
Oh no. Oh no, it's alright. I'm playing the alright one, I think.
Can you sleep? Because I'm like in the middle of nowhere. And there's like creepers and polar bears.
You still where the ship was?
Sorry. Yes, I am. I just went
I was gonna
exploring.
say, did you manage to mute on anywhere or no
Just
for
then,
that one?
no.
Fair.
I literally could not.
Mm.
I was like, I can't hold this one any longer. which is really good right before I have to sing a song tomorrow.
Oof.
So, messing up my voice. She'll be right.
Good job. Not.
I'll sound beautiful. Let it go, let it go.
Oh dear. I will start calling you by a different name if you start doing that.
Does it start with an M? Should I start singing cheerleader instead?
Yep.
That's a blast from the past.
I was going to say, thank you for immediately getting my reference, despite the fact that that happened years ago.
I know, that's like the start of our friendship memory.
Yep.
When they were super obsessed with you. Which was so weird and creepy considering they were married.
Right?
They were happily
yeah,
married,
I was gonna say,
from what I
happily
understood,
married.
but yeah, they were like so desperate for your attention. And I'm like, you were pretty cool, but like, not in that way.
Bit
Like,
rude.
no offense, but like, also you my bro, so like, no thank you.
Also, Wazzy said fun music.
Fun music, yeah.
You.
Yeah, no, I'm great, aren't I? I'm gonna go out
Yep.
and buy all my CDs. And all the kids in the comments are gonna be like, what's a CD?
No, I'm kidding. He was probably talking about the thing that I actually triggered when I was eating in your basement.
Yeah. How would they say that? Oh man, there's a polar bear right there. Just turn your back. Nothing to see here. Definitely not a person swimming.
Oh wow. I'm basically right on top of the buried treasure.
Nice.
Like it actually might be in one of the bits that I'm already about to dig out.
Nice.
Whoops, didn't realise there was just a gap underneath that.
Oh, so I'll move that food music thingo one day when I sneak onto the realm. No, don't. I
Yeah.
like it.
Well, as he just said, I actually meant the music disc, and I'm just like, yeah, I've said that. How far behind are you?
Yeah. I wonder what... No, that... not no, that. I wonder what shark is listening to. Okay, I'll curve around it then, lol. You better.
Okay, yeah, my Spotify shuffle is having a stroke because now it's walking on sunshine.
It's just playing, like, fandoms. It's just playing what it thinks you want to hear. Because, like, you know, Supernatural, obviously. I now associate that song with Supernatural. Before, I associated it with Futurama. And the episode of Futurama that it's on. But now it's Charlie and Supernatural.
Right.
Like, too good not to. Anyway, so you'll have a chuckle at this. As you know, I'm rereading. Actually, I don't know if you know. I finished rereading Twilight. And now I'm on to Breaking Dawn. Not Breaking Dawn. Wow.
Wait, what?
Midnight Sun.
I was gonna say.
Wow. Because I'm
say.
West Virginia. Take me home to the place. Anyway, stop getting into my intrusive thoughts, Sharky. So I'm rereading Midnight Sun now because I was planning to do Twilight, then Midnight Sun, and then I'm gonna do the Life and Death, like the reimagined one where they're like gender swapped, which I have never read before.
Fair.
But I've heard there's some like hilarious like Stephanie Meyer like.
Well, the names for starters.
Yeah, but like Stephanie Meyer like making Beaufort, I think his name is, like, compliment the guys, but also make it no homo. Like,
Right.
like, someone on TikTok was talking about that the other day, and about the funniest parts in the book, and the parts they said was, like, hilarious. But yeah, anyway. So, I'm up to the part in Midnight Sun where they're at the meadow and like Edward is like just showing off the skin of a killer Bella. And like they've been sitting there talking and stuff. And he wants to know what she's thinking. Because obviously he can't hear her thoughts. And he says something like, he says something and she says, "Oh, now you know how the rest of us feel." And then he starts this like inner monologue where he's just so... Oh, I gotta go and get it. Hang on. Hold that thought, everybody. I gotta actually read it so I can get it word for word, the stupidity of it. But anyway, hold that thought.
Oh, sorry about that. That was my medication alarm. I'm not usually streaming this early. I've just been rickrolled by Spotify.
Banner up. It's fine. We forgot to put the banner up, but we're back. What chapter is it? I think it's chapter 17. Yes, chapter 17, Confession. Okay. This is a long book.
I left the crafting table somewhere.
Nope, that's chapter 13. Nope, that's chapter 19. I'm going too far. I should have known. Chapter 18, here we go. It's not that far because he's just kissed her.
Oh wow. This treasure was great. I just got 6 diamonds.
Nice.
And a potion of water breathing that will last 3 minutes. And a heart of the sea.
As if you could fight me off. I just found that part.
Oh
As if you
dear.
could outrun
Oh
me. As
dear.
if you could fight me off. Right. It's really annoying me that I can't find it.
Mm.
It's after this. After this part. And so the lion fell in love with the lamb. Oh! Can't believe I thought this was like so good. Can we sleep? Please? No, apparently we can't. There's like a little turnip here trying to kill me. Get lost.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. Quick, let's sleep. Oh dear. Gonna die. I'm gonna sleep. Yeah, I know, right? I need to eat some carrots. Where is it? It's like around here, and I don't want to have to read the whole page to find it. I think it's before that part.
This is such
I
an
know, it's such
interesting
an
stream.
interesting stream. I know, right?
Like, because I don't want to start talking about something else, because it will distract you from what you're
No, it's
doing.
fine. You can talk about something else, please. I would prefer that you did it.
Well, it's just going to be going back to Ghostbusters, to be fair.
That's fine. Go back to Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And when I find this, I'll tell you.
Mm. I am just, like, in rewatching the first two, I was just reminded about how, like, Spengler was always my favorite character, and then, like, they basically completely ruined his character for the third one, for Afterlife.
The
Like,
spider's like
well,
pushing me.
at least for half of it, they ruin his character. They're just like, nah, he disappeared on his family. But yeah, love how
Yeah,
I'm talking about that one. You don't know who I'm talking about, so
it's fine. I'm sure lots of other people do.
wow, my armor is nearly dead. About to temporarily die a little bit. Temporarily die a little bit. Wow. want a flying ship. Come out of my way. Or I'm saying, come out of my way to the sand.
Let me just keep walking forward. Let's see how we go. Let's pick this up here.
What are you doing? Have you gone back to
Just
Minecraft?
walking. Yeah, just walking. No, I'm still looking.
Oh.
Right, I found it. I did look at that page, and then I looked away. Anyway, so
Oh
he
dear.
says to her, "Tell me what you're thinking," I said, the words gently, but could she hear that I was begging? It's still so strange for me not knowing. Her mouth pursed just a little, and her left eyebrow rose a fraction of an inch. You know, the rest of us feel that way all the time. The rest of us. The vast family of humanity that did not include me, her people, her kind. And I'm like, bro, like, you're the only vampire that can read minds. Like, chill. You're being so dramatic. Being like, he's like, oh,
Right?
the rest of
Yeah.
them, humanity. Like, he's some
No,
crazy
he's
thing. But,
like she's actually talking about literally everybody else,
like, you know.
including vampires.
No, except that he says, her people, her kind. Humanity.
No, but even the vampires cannot read
Yeah, I know, right? But
minds.
he's like, oh,
So,
humanity. And it's
so
like, yeah, bro, you're like probably the only person that can read minds. Like, chill out. He's
can't.
so dramatic.
Mhm. Getting an incoming call from Cardiff, Wales. I think I'm going to be ignoring that.
So it's not the call you're supposed to be getting later?
Nope.
That's really annoying. It's on page 398 and 399. This page has like...
It's been like a few pages earlier.
This page has 756 pages. Like,
This page has
I mean, this book has
756 pages.
756 pages. Like, Edward is just so dramatic.
Mm.
Also, would you say that Linkin Park has a lot of bass in it? Like in
I
their
don't have a
songs?
clue.
It's been a
I
long
don't
time
have a
since I've
clue.
listened to like Linkin Park. Like, I do like Linkin Park, and I used to listen to them a lot, like a while ago. But it's been a long time because in Twilight, right?
Mm.
After she goes to the beach at La Push, and
Mm.
the whole Bella, where the heck have you been? No, that's in New City. But like when she sees Jacob and she flirts with him to get him to tell her about the Cullens, aka the Cold Ones, and she gets home and she like, I think it's that day. Anyway, at some point she doesn't want to think about Edward at all, so she goes home and she puts in the CD that Phil gave her for Christmas to try to like broaden her music horizons. And she said that she liked it, but it has a bit too much bass for her liking. So she like cranked the volume so it was like loud enough that she couldn't think. And then the next day, Edward asks her what CD she's currently listening to in her CD player, and she says in the Twilight book, she says, "Oh, just one that Phil like." He doesn't go into any details, but then in Midnight Sun, when he asks her all the questions that he asks her in Twilight, it goes more in depth because it's from Edward's perspective, and so he says, "What CD are you currently listening to?" And she says, "Linkin Park," and I'm like, "Do they have a lot of bass?" Like, I don't know because it's been so long that I can't remember. Because that was the one thing she was like, oh, it's good, but it's got a lot of bass. And I'm like, I wouldn't have said from memory. But who knows? Like, and I'm just trying to find any like continuity holes here. You know, like if she'd have said like news or something like that, I'd been like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, but
You know, like, and especially because she likes news and she wrote Midnight Sun, obviously, so many years after the fact. Like, but yeah. Also, it's like funny as seeing like Robin Oopsie daisy. Robin Kristen talk about Twilight after the fact. Like, Rob literally hates Twilight so much.
Right.
And like when he talks about it,
Like,
he's
I feel
like,
like we should have learned, like, well, not we, like, I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with it anymore, but I feel like at the time we should have learned from, the way he was with it, like,
yeah. But
how
see, I
bad it
was
truly
obsessed
is.
before, like the movies, really. So like, I was
Yeah,
like,
no, same.
long into it. I wasn't smart. In the words
You
of
weren't
Bella, as
smart?
long as I decided to not be smart, I'm a like Twilight. But yeah, it's funny as. And like,
Also, I've just realised that the age that I was obsessed with it was like 11 or 12.
yeah.
Of course I was obsessed with it then, I had absolutely no taste.
Right.
No, I'm kidding.
Look, you can like something and like later come to realize how many flaws it has. You know, I can like Twilight now as an
Plus,
adult and realize that
I,
it's flawed.
yeah. Plus, I definitely still appreciate Emmett.
Mm.
So, you know,
And it is hilarious. The amount of times in
it's
Midnight Sun
raining
where
on
he just
dark. Can we
says,
sleep?
yeah, 1 second when I get rid of these papers.
Also, Wazzy has a thing for you.
For me,
Because that's what you said. You said that page has a lot of pages. So he's
yeah,
written in my...
that page
That
does have
page
a
has a
lot
lot
of
of
pages.
pages.
You're right. Let me quickly put my bed down and see if I can sleep this night and not get killed by a zombie. Alright, let's see. Sleeping through this night. Let's see how we go.
Also, I legit think in the Ghostbusters films I found my new favourite franchise.
No.
Like, obviously watched them years ago, but rewatching as an adult, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be completely obsessed with this for a couple of months at least.
It's your new current obsession, your new hyperfixation.
I love how, like, my brain
What's that?
definitely shows
Are these
both
turning
the
into
autistic
drowns?
and ADHD. Wait, what? Have you? What have you
Yes, they
done?
turned into drowns because they drowned. The zombies went into the water and they drowned.
Yeah.
And they turned into a drowned. And I have never seen that happen before.
Have you not?
No, I didn't even know that could happen. And I was like, wait a minute, I think this is what's happening. Nice.
Fair.
Well, I've decided that when we finish with Blacklist, where Sharky and I are watching Criminal Minds,
Nice.
I'm gonna introduce him to the emotional trauma that is Criminal Minds.
Dang. Can you still hear me alright?
I can, but I can tell you're not connected to your headphones.
Yeah. Because my headphones died, so
Oh.
I'm gonna have have it out loud.
I can still hear you though.
Okay. And Wazzy, if you could tell me, like, can you still hear me alright on the stream? Because if not, I'll go turn myself up.
Dun dun.
That sounded
No,
like
wait,
such a
that's
weird.
Law and Order. Yes, that is Law and Order, Sharky.
Dun,
Get
dun.
out. Dun, dun,
The
dun,
criminal
dun,
justice
dun,
system.
dun. Considered especially heinous.
Yeah, I was
Like,
like,
we'll just
wait.
skip past that bit. I'll just say it in my head.
In New York City, a team of dedicated detectives investigate these vicious felonies.
Members of an elite squad, known as the Special Victims Unit.
These
These
are
are
their
their
stories.
Dun, dun. See what you started, Sharky? This. Whoa.
Yeah, as I was just about to say before my headphones died.
I watched us listen to something the other day where the claps were replaced with dum-dums. I hope it was Seinfeld, because that'd be epic.
Trying to say, and you just keep going off on tangents.
Yeah, that's
Never
what
mind.
Sharky keeps putting tangents in my... His intrusive thoughts are making me have intrusive thoughts. This is a chaos stream after all.
Yeah, true. But I mean, it's not even particularly important. It's just like
Whoa, do I
that
follow this down?
by the number of different hyperfixations that I have that I can like have at the same time, aka the ADHD part, and then the intensity of every single one of those hyperfixations, the autism part.
Nice! But also same.
Right. Somebody told me the other day that they really liked the way my brain worked, and I'm just like, what? Nobody's ever said that to me before. Everybody usually hates it, so thank you.
Your brain works.
It's
wow. No. I mean like the Will Poulter meme. Like, your brain works.
No, I know.
Like the...
No.
As in my brain doesn't.
No, but it's just I went from that and I was like, oh, that was really nice. And your immediate thing was, yeah, let's meme this.
Yeah, right. Y equals F bracket A, close bracket, plus F hyphen, not hyphen, top hyphen, whatever that thing's called. The thing that goes at the top. I cannot math today. Like, the thing that goes between the N and the T and don't. Apostrophe.
Wow, top hyphen.
Top hyphen, apostrophe. That makes complete sense to me. Bracket, open bracket, A, close bracket, times, close bracket, X, minus A, close bracket. Look, if you want to understand, just look at my stream. Because I'm not repeating that. Because I couldn't repeat that if I wanted to. Put more tangents in the chat. Yeah, but like, that's a math tangent. That's like... Wow, that's terrible. But that's a math tangent, so that's not gonna get any tangents from me.
Right.
Well, if you put that in Novak's chat.
It did kind of get a tangent.
Well, I mean, it did get a tangent, but like, I can't speak on that subject.
No, but I mean, we got a tangent because, like, top hyphen.
Top hyphen. Well, it was a top hyphen. Where's the lie? Was it or was it not a top hyphen?
It was not a top hyphen.
It was.
They're not even the same.
Yeah, no, it is.
If you'd said a top comma.
No. A top hyphen. It's facing
I
the
feel
top.
like my brain is broken. Please stop. I'm kidding.
Top hyphen!
Now
I feel like
Jason
my brain is broken. Stop. Goes even harder.
goes even harder. No. Now say top hyphen in the same way that the song says Top Cat. Whoops, I made the wrong thing.
I don't know the song that says Top Cat. Or
You
else I
don't
would.
know? You didn't have Top Cat cartoon?
We did, but like, I wasn't that into it that I can't remember it.
Fair. Well, not. Wait. Shoki's doing more tangents in my chat. He's doing this. He said Sakatoa.
I don't get it.
Go. Now you have to
I
look
can
at my
see.
chat.
I have your chat open. I
As
can
in,
see it, but I just don't get it.
my brain is not working.
Like Sokotoa,
I-
but like, what does
I
that
don't know how-
mean?
What do you know? How do you not know what that means?
I can't think of what it means right now. I'm literally. Oh, what a dummy! I just like jumped down into lava because I am very smart. I jumped over it, thankfully. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean?
The sign is opposite over the hypotenuse, as in SOH, and then cosine is adjacent over the hypotenuse, CAH, and then tangent is opposite over adjacent, TOA.
Oh, right. Well, look, I'm not the math man. Math man, math man. Math man. No, Sharky's the math man. I am the cook. I am the good cooker and the good looker, according to Sharky. Since he says that like all the time.
As long as that's not the only things.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not, but like when it comes to everything else,
What the heck?
I mean, unless you want obscure references and like good memory for like TV shows, like one episode in a TV show.
Please tell me somebody was watching my stream and saw me just get booted across the world.
I was not.
And then turn around and there was absolutely nothing there. Like, what in the Ghostbusters?
But yeah. It's like when we watched Lost or watch Blacklist or whatever, and then Sharky like says something, and I'm like, that did not happen. Like the last thing that happened, like he was talking about when we first started Blacklist, and he's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, like this season because it's been a while since we also watched the last season, and he's like blah 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 blah, and I'm like, that didn't happen in this season. That was like last season. Like the season just before this was this and this, and he's like, how do you remember that? And I'm like, I just do. That's my superpower. Just like you. When you like, even though I've only like watched Criminal Minds like through once, and you like talking about episodes, and I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's been like a long time, like.
It's getting dark. I need to sleep.
Yep, let's sleep. I'm running out of carrots. I only got 21 left. I'm gonna have to come home for carrots. We had dino nuggets for dinner. How exciting.
Wait, you had dino nuggets?
Yep, because the dino nuggets
Yum.
that I bought for the kids don't like because they're crumbed. So they like don't want to eat them. So I'm like, I'll eat them then. So we had dino nuggets, me and Sharky, and the last of our potato salad. Not potato, pasta salad. Why do I keep saying potato salad?
I'm gonna use you guys as an example when people tell me that I need to grow up and eat adult food.
Sharky and Skeevers had dino nuggets for dinner.
Right?
So, we're not letting them go to waste. I found a village. Yeah. And we had, pasta salad, like one scoop of pasta salad each. Some vegetables, which when I tried to drain, I just tipped straight into the sink because the kids were being horrific tonight. They were just being so hard to deal with. And so of course I tipped it into the sink because I'm like stressed and overstimulated and I'm just like, you know, trying to rush to get dinner. So, you know, mood. And then I found a village, by the way. I don't even have the coordinates. But it looks like a fairly biggish village. And we had these garlic and herb air fryer potatoes that you cook in the air fryer.
Ooh.
And they were like so good. Like,
cook them in the deep fat fryer.
No, cook them in the air fryer.
No, I know, that was me being sarcastic. But it took me too long to get the sentence out, so it didn't sound sarcastic.
So good. They were so good. And
it's because you said that they were air fryer things, and then you're like, we cook them in the air fryer.
I mean, you could also like cook them in the oven too, apparently. But yeah. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted.
Oh.
Tell me that that's not true.
It's true. Well, actually, no.
Yes.
No, because rudely interrupted implies that it was intentionally rude.
Well, it was.
It was. No, it wasn't.
You were being a smart aleck. That's rude.
Okay, fair.
Like Sharky, and he was like, this afternoon, and I was saying to his parents about the air fryer and about like how good it was and stuff, and I was like, and the best part is I don't need to preheat the oven, and he's like, but before I could say that, I was just about to say that, and he's like, yeah, you don't need to preheat the oven for like 40 minutes because you walk off and do things and leave the oven going, and I'm like, bro, I have 2 children and a man child to deal with. Rude. Don't call me out like that.
You've just called him out.
Yeah, I did.
He's gonna clip that.
He is gonna clip that.
I have 2 children and a man-child to deal with.
I know. Even though I don't have to deal with him, but still. I'm like, I'm saying this now because you being mean to me. Math child. Yeah, don't get on my wrong side.
What would you even... I don't know what I'd be hit with. I'm out of sticks.
Same. You would be a man-child as well. More so than
That's so rude.
Anyway, back to what I was saying.
I'm gonna
rudely interrupted again.
I'm gonna take a piece of your fence out just because.
What? How could you? Take my fence and I take your life.
Do it.
Alright, just booking a plane ticket. I mean, what? Maps. I don't want maps. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. We had these air fried potatoes. They had like garlic and herb like seasoning. So you like put a bit of oil on the potato and then you like shake it up and put it in the air fryer. And they were like the best thing ever. Like, oh, they were literally so good. I can't even. So I like went straight to the shop to like get out of the house because everyone was getting on my nerves. And I got some more. So we're having those on Sunday with our Easter roast.
Guys. Also, we're out of space in the sand chest. I'm taking the glass out of it.
That sounds like we got enough sand then.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do with the rest of it. I'm trying to dig this boat out because I want a flying boat.
Just leave it there. Or go into creative mode and destroy it. Because I don't want more sand. I don't want a second chest of sand because it's just impractical. Like, the only thing I would allow a second chest of is cobble. And even that I don't want. Should I be writing the coordinates down for this?
For what?
Just make it directly into glass and store it, Sharky says. This village.
Yeah, sure.
Stand here next to the movies. And turn on F3. Movies! I was gonna say, just destroy the sand in creative mode. Right. 1, 8, 5, 8, 3, 70, and 1, 9, 3, 2, 5. Village. But yeah, just Edward being a loser. He's just so dramatic.
And extremely self-obsessed.
Yeah, right? And then, like, he annoys me with the way he talks about, like, Jessica and Mike. As if he's, like, so much better than them. And I'm like, yeah, okay, like, Mike's not great. And, like, obviously, he's, like, clearly obsessed with Jessica. Like, not with Jessica. With Bella. When, like, Jessica likes him. Like, I mean, not a very nice move. But at the same time, like, he's 17 years old. Like, Edward's, like, acting like these people are, like, the same age as him. Like, if they were, like, the same age as him, and, like, yeah, fair, 100 years old, whatever, you can look down on someone for acting like that, maybe. But they're, like, kids. Still, give them a break. But, like, literally, Emmett's just such a vibe. The amount of times he, like, sings in Midnight Sun, and he's just like, the boy's lost his mind. And he really has lost his mind. And I'm like, Emmett, I love you so much.
Right.
Like, I have never loved Emmett more.
So, like, I knew there was a reason that the himbo was my favourite.
And I just love, Esme too. But she's done so dirty. Like, you know how they all have their, like, cars and their fancy cars and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Did you know that Esme doesn't have a car?
Yeah.
Because she, like, doesn't leave the house. And if she needs to, she just borrows someone else's car. Like, Stephanie Meyer literally wrote her as, like, the ultimate, like, character with zero.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's just like the mum that stays at home and doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Despite the fact that, you know, they're all vampires and she doesn't need to stay at home for any reason.
Right?
So weird.
Like, of all the things, like, so weird. It's time for sleep.
Oh, dang it. Being in creative mode doesn't exempt me from sleep.
It does not.
Whoops.
Where is Katooth? He's not here. I got like a snippet of a song stuck in my head.
But you saying, where's Katooth? Or...
Yeah, that is me saying where's Katooth because he's not here.
No, but I didn't know if you were reading it from chat.
No.
Like as Rocky had just said.
No, just me.
I can't have a completely flying boat because it's under water level.
Oh no.
So, I mean, I'm going to be able to get it so that it's not touching anything around it, but it's still in a hole in the ground.
In a hole in the ground.
Yeah, that's disappointing, and I should have checked that before I decided to dig the whole boat out.
Yes, you should have. Why are you flying around with TNT? Wait.
What? I can't set the boat on fire?
No, not you. Sorry, I was talking to the squids. They were in my way.
But you're asking why are you flying around with TNT? No,
Yes.
it was because I took it out from the chest. That was one of the buried treasure
A
things.
likely story. You're just like, if I can't make this boat fly in the air, then I'm blowing it up.
I mean, would you begrudge me blowing it up? It's been horrible. Like, I don't even understand. Like, it's so broken. Why is it two ships mashed together?
I would begrudge you blowing it up.
Why?
Just 'cause I can.
That's so rude.
I'm gonna take a leaf out of Edward's book and just do it out of spite. And there was like the cringiest line, right? So it was like talking about Alice was showing Edward a vision of what Bella would be like if he left and never came back, and she was like, you know, basically what she is like in New Moon. So I was like, you just looking into the future, Alice. But anyway, so like, you know, he sees what she's gonna be like, and still leaves her in the very next book. But anyway, I digress. And he was like, oh, you know, if she was like that, or if she died, like, then, you know, he's
Again, look at my stream in like a couple of seconds.
okay, I'm watching. Whoa. You like
Right?
glitched through that hole or whatever.
Right? I just suddenly shot forward, and I'm just like, what is going on?
So weird. And anyway, so he was like talking about, he's like, maybe the best solution out of all this, like, is that I should just, like, unalive myself. Because, like, of course Edward would think that, because he's just so dramatic. And he's like, but I can't do it myself because, you know, Carlisle tried to do that when he first got turned into a vampire, and it's just impossible. And he's like, and I can't just step over the treaty line and go into a push because there's currently no, like, werewolves anymore. Like, they're all old and, like, don't exist anymore. So I can't do that. He's like, I could go to Italy. And he's like, but I doubt that they would do it. And he's like, and I could ask my siblings, but, like, they wouldn't do it. Even though Rosalie says she would do it. Because despite the fact that she hates me sometimes, she loves me all the time. And she could not do it. And I was like, oh, cringe.
What? That's oh.
And I was like, Rosalie could do it. You underestimate her. She could do it. She wouldn't do it only for the sake of Esme and Carlisle, but like she could do it.
Yeah. Emmett could do it if you goaded him hard enough.
Yeah, right. Like, and he just spends all his time, like, you know, like, some of Jasper's like friends from like the war back when he was in like the you know, he was a Confederate, but he was like on the vampire like Confederate side or whatever. Anyway, came to visit, and they went to play like football, and Emmett like left a note to say, "Come and play football with us," and instead he was just watching Bella sleep. And I'm like, creepy. And then he like has the audacity to be like, talking about Bella, like, and like looking at her while she's asleep and all that. But then he's like, says about going home or looking away or something as she's getting changed, because he's like, you know, like, I'm not leering at her the same way that a peeping Tom would leer at her. And I'm like, you kind of are, like, bro, just because you don't want to see her with her clothes off, that's just because you're like, you know, you have your religious things, you know, because, you know, he doesn't think he has a soul and all that, and, you know, he doesn't want to, you know, be with Bella unless they're married and stuff. Like, Stephenie Meyer literally wrote him that way. But, like, he's like, oh, I'm not like any other peeping Tom. And I'm like, you kind of are. You're there watching her sleep. Like,
right?
Thinking you have some weird protective, like, oh, I'm her guardian vampire. And I'm like,
oh, you know,
it's Katooth. Hello, Katooth.
I'm pretty sure that's what.
Yeah, I set out on a voyage with my trusty bed. Yes, she's been hitting the hay with it. Well, hitting the leaves that get in her way. I have. If I was back at that village, I could go back and hit the hay with it.
Wow.
Yeah. If you don't take your bed on a voyage, what do you take, Katooth? It looks really funny with you bobbing across the ocean with it. Yeah, I bet. You think they went on the Starship Enterprise without their beds? What about jumping from tree to tree? Ready? You better hold on tight, spider monkey. And also, like, they were talking, I saw a TikTok of them talking to Kristen Stewart about stuff, and somebody was talking about the "Where have you been, Luca?" line. And she was like, yeah, that and the spider monkey one. And she's like, I'm pretty sure it's in the book. There is some weird, like, sayings and phrases in the books. And I'm like, bro, neither of those are in the books. I can tell you that now.
Right.
They were only in the movies. But, like, you know, the Loca one is just great. The other one is, like, so creepy.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, the sun doesn't really set anymore when you're not in the same solar system. What?
Come again?
Yeah, I'm also confused. And just, like, the way that, like, Stephenie Meyer, like, I mean, there's obviously plenty of things wrong with the way she writes things. Like, the way she, like, was very racist about the Quileute tribe, and the way she, like, made them imprint with kids, and the way she, like, made Jasper a proud Confederate soldier. Like, the boy, like, lied about his age to sign up, which meant he knew exactly what he was doing, and he wanted to do it. Can we just pretend that doesn't happen? Oh, you don't think they took beds on the Starship Enterprise with them? How do werewolves work on Jupiter? I don't know. They don't, because you go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Don't you know this? Anyway.
No, as in there are many moons, and you'd have a lot of full moons. Would it be?
Yeah, that's why. Because they'd just be stupid the whole time, because it'd be like constant full moon. But anyway, like, regardless of that, the werewolves in Twilight are not actually werewolves, they're shapeshifters. Thank you very much. There's your Twilight trivia for today.
Yeah, because I can choose when to change.
It's just that their form just happened to be a wolf. But anyway, they sink into the gaseous mass like the rest of us. So the sun doesn't really set anymore when you're not in the same solar system, like was in reference to the taking the beds on the starship. Speaking of beds, it's time to sleep.
Yeah, but you still need to sleep.
Yeah, I know, right? Body clock. Human. Like, most of them are human, Sharky. They're not all aliens. They're not all Vulcans. But even then, Vulcans can sleep. They're not all Twilight vampires. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Just the way, like, she writes blondes. Like the way she writes Rosalie, because she doesn't like blondes, because she's not a blonde. It's just... Ugh.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't like it.
Mm.
All the blonde characters have negative connotations about them.
Mm.
I would argue that hardly any of them are Twilight vampires. You don't say. You don't say. And just the fact that none of the vampires are actually supposed to be people of color at all. Like, literally in the Twilight Companion, she literally wrote that no matter what skin color the person was before they were a vampire, when you get turned into a vampire, the vampire venom sucks away the pigment of the skin color. Like, that's just so messed up to me. Like, tell me you're racist without telling me that you're racist.
What can I say except you're racist?
That's what they wanted you to think. Exactly. How would you know that they're not Twilight vampires? There was no sun in space. That's the perfect place for Twilight vampires. On the Starship Enterprise. They could just, like, be suddenly sick when it's their turn for the away missions. Like, and unless they were the bridge crew in Next Gen, they never would have went on an away mission unless they were red shirt. Or Tasha Yar. Too soon? It's probably too soon. I feel like it's too soon. Poor Tasha Yar. But yeah, like, my question is, like, if if Jacob and Bella, like, if Bella chose Jacob and they had a child, what would happen? Stephanie Meyer that messed up. Would he have imprinted on his own child?
Imprinted on his own daughter. Oh no!
I mean, surely not, but, you know, you never know.
Hello.
Hello. I mean, if the argument is that they all become albinos and all have trouble passing as normal skin tones, that's at least plausible. Ooh, if a tree falls while a vampire is in space, does he still sparkle? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He only sparkles if the sun is there. So if he's on the sun, maybe. I mean, them being in space would be no problem because Twilight vampires don't actually even have to breathe. Like, they only breathe in order to have, like, a sense of smell. Alright, let's do it. Yeet! Nice. Ah, if a tree falls on the sun, a vampire sparkles. Yeah, got it. That's exactly what I said. Great listening, Sharky. Are you actually trying to come for me because you're, like, partly in this cave? Or no? No, you are. At least spiders are like, I mean, apart from cave spiders, at least regular spiders are fairly easy to kill. Cave spiders, on the other hand, are a nightmare. Seems so weird, this little nook and cranny.
You seem so weird.
So's your face. But no, apparently being white, this is default state. Yeah, like I'll be back. Let me BRB.
This is probably the point where she should have told me to entertain her stream too, but I can't even entertain my own, so. The pumpkin. I'm going to steal the pumpkin. Guess whose dog I'm sitting? Sharky? Yeah, definitely, it's Sharky. No, it's me, isn't it? Whose dog am I stealing? Wait, borrowing. Wait. Who are you saying you to? Me?
Alright. I'm back. I can't take the BRB off right now because I'm currently being murdered.
Ah.
Alright. Where did it go? Get away, you little turnip. There we go. Okay.
No space.
Gonna be dead. Ooh, she's used the banner. Quick, get the camera, ma. Gonna be dead. Rude. Right. So I got out the Twilight Saga, the official illustrator's guide. So, when we go to the section on pallor, pale vampire skin is a product of vampire venom's transformative process. The venom leaches all pigment from the skin as it changes the human skin into a more indestructible vampire form. Regardless of original ethnicity, a vampire's skin will be exceptionally pale. The hue varies slightly, with darker-skinned humans having a barely discernible olive tone to their vampire skin, but the light shade remains the same. All forms of skin pigmentation, freckles, moles, birthmarks, age marks, scars, and tattoos disappear during the transformation. Like, imagine spending all this money on tattoos and then becoming a vampire and, like, losing them all. So, Novak.
I'd be so okay. I'm not becoming a vampire.
You'd be so mad.
Yeah, no. That's the thing that's stopping it.
Wonder if you could put temporary tattoos. Like, I wonder if Edward or Emmett, like Emmett just covers his arms in temporary tattoos. Can a vampire? No, probably not, because I think the needle would break if they tried to get a tattoo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or Emmett just covers himself and then like waits for them to disappear in a couple of days, just like gets a barcode tattooed on his forehead that just says vampire when you scan it.
Yeah.
Um, but then it just disappears in a few weeks, so
Nah,
it's alright.
he gets one that says hoes before bros.
Yes.
And that makes Rose really mad. What about
Yeah, I feel like
petrification?
the
Right?
least. Mm.
Some very old vampires are visibly different from others because of this stillness. If a vampire remains unmoving often enough over thousands of years, dust actually begins to petrify in response to the venom like liquids that lubricate his eyes and skin. Eventually, a vampire's skin begins to appear thin and translucent, like the skin of an onion, though the strength of the skin is not compromised. A milky film covers the eyes, making the irises appear pink in color. Again, the vampire's eyesight is not compromised. Wait, vampire venom dissolves all inks, even special magic inks. This may have applications. Begins to appear like the skin of a killer Bella. Oh, it's time for sleep.
Maybe that's what he meant. This is the skin of a killer, Bella. It's a white person.
A white male.
It's a white cis straight male. Oh wow.
Vampires are frozen in state at which they are transformed. They do not grow older, taller, or wider, or experience any other physical change, including unconsciousness. Vampires never sleep. Their fingernails and hair do not grow, and the hair does not change color. Which is the funniest thing, because like in every
Wait,
single movie, all of them have different hair. Like, did you know that? Like, because their hair doesn't grow, if someone were to rip their hair out, they would have a bald patch there for like the rest of their life. Also, it's time
that's
for
what
sleep.
I was just about to
Sleep!
say. What if you get a
I'm
really
in the middle of
dodgy
nowhere.
haircut?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm like, what if you get a really dodgy haircut?
You stuck with that for life.
Just before you get turned, like that's it.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm out of this. I used to maybe want to be a vampire, but nah, not this kind.
This like book is like so long. It's like, let's see, how many pages is it? 543 pages. So, and it's even got like family trees.
Is that the illustrated guide?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that too.
I don't think there were very many copies made from what I heard. I was going to say without renewal they'd eventually be ground away. Let's read up. Let me tell you about the Cullens. So, Carlisle Cullen, date of birth circa 1640, date of transformation 1663 at approximately age 23. Source of transformation, an ancient vampire living in the sewers of London.
Wait, so Carlisle's a 23-year-old permanently?
Yeah, and a
So he's
father of all these kids. Like,
father of kids. Like what? Were any of them
he's younger
older
than
than him?
you. I don't think so.
Right?
We'll get there when we cross, like when we get to them. I'm gonna read all of them out, but I don't think so.
Oh.
Place of origin, London, England. Hair color, blonde.
Wait, oh no, he's a Brit.
Yeah. Eye color, blue as a human, and gold/black as a vampire. He is 6'2". Physical description: Carlisle has a well-toned, medium frame, collar-length hair, and movie star good looks. He has a slight English accent from his youth, although he can speak with a flawless American accent. Special abilities: he does not possess any a quantifiable supernatural ability. Education/occupation. He has attended many universities, both as a student and as a professor. He has studied a variety of subjects ranging from science to music and typically works as a doctor. Hobbies. He collects art and books. Mood, though. Vehicle, a black Mercedes S55 AMG. Family, Cullen relationships. He is married to Esme Cullen and considers Edward, Rosalie, Emmett, Alice, Jasper his children. Bella, his daughter-in-law, and Renesmee, his granddaughter.
Wait a second. Wait, like, he considers all of them his kids, except, like, Bella's not. Oh gosh. What can I say except Alabama?
Yeah, right. They're all his children, and they're all married to each other. Except for Bella.
Right?
And Renesmee.
That's so weird.
It feels weird to actually call her by her proper name, because, like, typically in the Twilight world, you don't actually call her that, but for the sake of continuity and reading it properly for those in the chat and stuff, I'm gonna have to say her name.
Oh,
I know.
so you're not gonna call her
tell
Rigatoni or something like that?
Rigatoni or Rasputin or Razzmatazz
Or Ratatouille?
or Ratatouille? No, I'm not. Personal history. Carlisle's father was his only family. His mother died giving birth to him, and he had no siblings. An Anglican pastor, Carlisle's father was a crusader against evil, leading hunts through London and the surrounding areas for witches, werewolves, and vampires. Self-righteous and compassionless, Carlisle's father caused many innocent people to be burned. When he grew too old, he put Carlisle in charge of these raids. However, Carlisle had a very different temperament. Where is my bed? Oopsie, I've left my bed somewhere. I just realized I picked up an egg. Oopsie. Anyway, when he grew too old, Carlisle had a very different temperament. He was not as quick to see evil where there was none. He was smart and persistent, though, and he eventually discovered an actual coven of vampires living in the sewers. He gathered a group of hunters, and they waited for darkness to fall, suspecting that this was when the vampires would come out. When a thirsty vampire did emerge, he attacked the hunters. 2 were killed, and Carlisle was wounded. Knowing that anything infected by the monster would be burned, Carlisle hid himself in a nearby cellar. During the transformation, he never cried out despite the agony he felt. When it was finally over and he realized what he'd become, he was horror-struck. He tried to destroy himself by jumping from great heights and attempting to drown himself. When these methods didn't work, he tried to starve himself to death. A newborn vampire's thirst is overwhelming, but Carlisle found the strength to resist. Months passed, and Carlisle, filled with self-loathing, kept to the loneliest places he could find, places where he wouldn't stumble across a human. He understood his willpower was weakening. One night, a herd of deer passed by, and crazed with thirst, Carlisle attacked without thinking. After feeding, he felt his strength and sense of self return, and he realized he could live without killing human beings. He would feed on animals, just as he always had, drinking their blood now instead of eating their flesh. Knowing that his father would hate him no matter how he lived his new life, Carlisle never returned home. He watched his father a few times from a distance, but never made contact. Carlisle had always been eager to learn, and now he had unlimited time. By night, he studied music, science, and medicine in the universities of Europe. During his travels, Carlisle encountered others of his kind. Most vampires Carlisle crossed paths with responded to his natural amicability. In this way, he is a novelty among vampires, which is why they had so many people show up in Breaking Dawn. Oops. While studying in Italy in the early 1700s, Carlisle was discovered by the Volturi an ancient coven of vampires founded by Aro, Caius, and Marcus. The vampires of this coven were very different from the sewer dwellers of London. They were refined and cultured. And Carlyle admired their civility, but Aro, Caius, and Marcus never stopped trying to change Carlyle's aversion to what they called his natural food source. And Carlyle never stopped trying to persuade them of the value of his pro-human philosophy. Over time, a legend formed among the humans in Italy of a Stragoni Beneficio, or good vampire, who was avowed enemy of evil vampires. Though Carlyle was always on friendly terms with the Volturi, after about 2 decades in Italy, Carlyle decided to travel to the New World. He was growing increasingly lonely and longed to find other vampires who believed there was a life for them that didn't involve the murder. When Carlyle reached America, things didn't change for him the way he'd hoped. He didn't find other vampires like him. He was, however, able to begin a career in medicine. He felt that by saving human lives, he could compensate in some measure for the existence of vampires. Carlyle couldn't risk more than a cordial acquaintance with his co-workers for fear of exposing what he was, and his enforced solitude and lack of intimacy pained him. So he began to deliberate, creating a companion. However, he was reluctant to steal a life the way his had been stolen. For decades he debated with himself about whether or not it was right to doom another to the life of a vampire. The plea of a dying woman, Elizabeth Mason, helped him make his decision in 1918. Carlyle was working nights at a hospital in Chicago as an epidemic of Spanish influenza raged through the city. Elizabeth's husband died in the first wave of the epidemic, but Elizabeth and her teenage son, Edward, managed to stay alive for a while longer. Carlyle was with Elizabeth on her last night, and she begged him to save her son. Intuiting that Carlyle was more than what he seemed, she died less than an hour later. Her son lay in the room with her, his own death imminent. The goodness and purity in Edward's face finally convinced Carlyle to take action. Carlyle bit Edward, affecting his transformation. And it does still continue to go on and on and on.
I was going to say, are you really going to do every single one of these?
Well, I mean, not that, but far. But I will read all the rest of them. I won't read the personal history of everybody unless you want me to.
No. Just because, I mean, I have the book myself, and yeah, no, I don't. I don't know, if the stream's interested, if the stream's fine with it, then yeah, sure, but...
I will read, all the information about everybody, but I won't read the personal history, which is,
okay.
2 pages or whatever for everybody.
Okay.
So, Edward is Edward Anthony Mason Cullen. His date of birth is June 20th, 1901. Date of transformation, 1918 at age 17. I don't have a bed though. Where are you?
Out. Wandering. Yeah, I have a bed.
A bed, yeah.
Then I go home.
Okay.
You sleep in that.
All the pigs are coming up to hop on top of me. As soon as I lay down, literally. What are you doing on this bed?
Funny hours.
Source of transformation, Carlyle Cullen. Place of origin, Chicago, Illinois. Oh, carrot. Of course. I was holding the carrot. Can I have this bed? Are you gonna make another one?
Can I make you a different one, and can I have the cyan one back?
Yeah. Passive.
Oh no, you can't. That's my...
Hair color bronze. Eye color, his human eye color was green. 6'2", he's the same height as Carlyle. I think. Carlisle was 6'2", wasn't he?
One.
Yeah, Carlisle was 6'2". Physical description. Edward is thin and lanky but muscular. How can you call someone thin and lanky but muscular?
Because you're ignoring me.
Oh,
Which
what?
colour do you...
Oh, whatever. Like, how many is it? Just yellow is fine.
Okay.
Special abilities. He can read the thoughts of anyone in close proximity to him, with the exception of Bella Cullen. He also struggles to read Charlie's mind, too, by the way. He can get the general gist of Charlie's mind, but he can't actually get his thoughts the same way he can get other people's thoughts.
Do you reckon it's because Charlie's head empty, no thoughts?
Yes.
What beds? There you go.
Thank you. Occupation slash education. Education and occupation. He has 2 medical degrees, but he's never worked as a doctor. His other graduate degrees are in literature, mathematics, law, mechanical engineering, several languages, art, history, and international business. Edward owns his family's house in Chicago, and about every 15 years or so he inherits his family fortune from himself. What? Hobbies. He loves music. He plays a variety of instruments, sings, and has an extensive vinyl and CD collection. He enjoys collecting cars. Vehicles. He has a silver Volvo S60R and a silver Aston Martin V12 Vanquish. He loves collecting cars, and he has 2 of them. Cool. That's not really a collection, but anyway. Like, he's married to Bella and has a daughter, Renesmee. He's the natural son of Edward and Elizabeth Mason, and adopted son of Carlisle and Esme. He thinks of himself as a brother to Alice and Emmett, as well as Rosalie and Jasper. Oh, it's in order of transformation. So the next one is... Oh, famous quotes. There is for each of them. I'll have to look at Emmett's ones.
Famous quotes.
I know. Shh.
Are you okay, bestie?
No, I am not. I'm very tired.
What time is it for you? Oh, it's like...
Only 9 o'clock.
Right.
Esme Ann Platt Evanson Cullen. How many names does this woman want?
All of the names.
She was born in 1895. Oh, she is older than Carlisle. 1921 at age 26. And Carlisle transformed her.
The same now.
Yeah.
That's where it was when she was turned. Wow.
Columbus, Ohio. Hair color
means the
caramel
fact
brown.
Looks like a woman in the films. The fact that she looks like a woman in her 50s is kind of crazy.
Yeah, right. Her human eyes were brown. She is 5'6".
So my mind will not be readable too, because he's also head empty, no thoughts.
Right. She has degrees in architecture and art, and has also studied photography. She loves to restore old houses. That's her hobby. She loves to restore old houses. Vehicle, none. She borrows one of her family members' cars whenever she needs a vehicle.
That's crazy.
Right. Family, coven, and relationship.
Loves to restore houses, but she can't travel to any of them, like, without borrowing a car.
Yeah.
And we never see her do this in the films at all.
It's never talked about in the book either. And she has a really sad life, because, like, she's married to somebody who's not very nice. And they had a son, and he died, like, not long after he was born. And she tried to, like, unalive herself. And that's when Carlisle found her.
Oh.
Rosalie Lillian Hale. Date of birth, 1915.
That's why. So Edward only considers, like, is siblings, quote unquote, to be Emmett and Alice. Like, really? Because Rosalie isn't a Cullen, and Jasper's sort of also married in, quote unquote. It's like, that would have been more normal if Carlisle only saw 3 of them as his kids.
Yeah, right. Carlisle's just in Sweet Home Alabama. Who needs an heir when you can just inherit your own fortune? I know, right?
Also, I missed a couple of messages that Wisely put because I didn't want to interrupt you, but
I also know Vamps know a thing or two about wigs. Yeah, I bet.
And the family tree isn't connected because they're related by tooth, not blood. Yeah, I know that. It's like you wouldn't like.
It's like
I don't know.
you wouldn't go out with your step sibling. Like if one of your parents got remarried and they had kids, like you wouldn't date your step brother or your step sister.
I mean, I don't know. There are some weirdos out there.
I mean, so, like if you were normal, you wouldn't date them. Can't speak for the abnormal weirdos.
Mm.
But yeah, anyway. So Rosalie was born in 1915. She was transformed in late 1933 at age 18. Carlisle changed her as well, which she does not like. She doesn't like. She didn't want to be a vampire. That's why she hates Bella. She was born in Rochester, New York. She has got golden blonde hair. Her eye color.
Wouldn't that be a bit like somebody who couldn't have kids hating somebody who could have kids who chose not to?
I mean, the reason she hates Bella is because she thinks that Bella's throwing away her humanity. Like, it's not just because she's a human.
No, but there would be people who would argue that, oh, well, you're throwing away your life by not having children. So people could make that same argument. I just want an area that doesn't have a load of trees. Goes this way and it's entirely a forest.
So her eye color as a human was dark blue, almost violet. Like, does Stephanie might even know what eyes look like?
Nope.
Her height is 5'9". Physical description. Rosalie has strikingly beautiful features and a stunning statuesque physique. Her wavy blonde hair falls halfway down her back. Special abilities. She does not possess a quantifiable supernatural ability. Education and occupation. She has earned degrees in electrical engineering, business, and astrophysics, and has studied medicine, at least as a favour to Carlisle to help keep him up to date with the latest advances. And she has a red BMW M3 convertible. And I mean her backstory as well. I feel like all of them had a pretty terrible backstory.
Right.
Like, I mean, Edward was about to die. That was the reason why he changed him. And then Rosalie, with her story, with her fiance and the friends who, like, attacked her and left her for dead. Poor Rosalie. But she got her revenge on them by turning up in her wedding dress and slaughtering them all.
I love that.
But she didn't spill their blood. She's never tasted human blood.
Epic.
She was careful not to, she was careful to, break their neck and hurt them in other ways, and careful not to spill their blood because she did not want to have their blood inside her. Tooth is thicker than blood. Vampire tooth is thicker than blood. Alright, I'm gonna put my yellow bed down and sleep. Emmett, here we go. Everybody's fave boy. Emmett McCarty Cullen. 1915. And he was transformed in 1935 at age 20 by Carlisle. Born in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Dark brown hair, almost black. His eye color as a human was blue. He's 6'5", so he's like the tallest so far out of all of them, because Edward and Carlisle are 6'2". Emmett has an imposing frame. He is
Aww.
both
Why has he
tall.
said, build his frozen custard, help?
Oh no.
Aww.
Scrape, 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 scrape. Emmett has an imposing frame. He's both tall and extremely muscular. His hair is curly and nearly black. He has dimples when he smiles, and his face has an innocent quality.
Once again, every single one of them, like blue eyes,
Yeah.
or like blue violet eyes, which generally come with lighter coloured hair,
Right.
and gives him like black curly hair, and I'm just like,
right. Yeah, well, I mean, he looked like a baby. Like, the reason that Rosalie saved him was because he reminded her of her friend's baby from when she was a human. And, like, she saw the innocence on his face when he was being murdered by that bear. And she, like, carried him all the way back to Carlisle to save him because she couldn't do it on her own. Why does the skin and tattoo thing not give them all the same hair color? I don't know. Because she didn't think that far ahead. And because she also hates blondes, so she wants to be able to signify that the bad people are blonde. That's why like half of the Volturi are blonde. Education. He has attended high school and college multiple times. He's never finished any particular degree, preferring instead to move quickly from one subject that interests him to the next. Man, this boy's just got ADHD.
Yeah, literally just thinking that. I was like, wait a second, is he the ADHD representation?
He's the ADHD himbo.
I love that. Oh dear, wait a second.
AD.
It's when you compared me to Emmett, even more so now.
I told you Emmett. Eggmet.
Eggmet. I need to see if I can find an Emmett Minecraft skin.
I wonder how many pages his personal history.
Who would you be? Would you change to Alice?
No.
Who would you be then?
No one. Rosalie. No, I wouldn't. No.
I was gonna say.
No, I take that back. I would be Arrow. Because Michael Sheen is epic.
Okay. Should we actually see if we can get, like, those Minecraft skins?
Yeah. We can. Yeah. See if we can get it for next stream.
Right. I want food, but I don't know what I want. That's not helpful when I'm supposed to be streaming. And I'm probably gonna die. 4 times.
No, you're right now. You're right at the minute anyway. I'll tell you when you're gonna die. I'll try to tell you when you're gonna die.
Oh, no, I'm actually on creative mode, so it's all good.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I'm just like, wait a second. I'm having a fruit blinder. Please tell me that you guys have these.
No. I don't know what that is.
Let me see what it actually says. Strawberry, apple, and pear fruit snack roll.
Oh, like a roll up?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, right. Let's see what his famous quotes are. The first one is HE double hockey sticks, yes, from New Moon, chapter 24.
What? How is that quote?
That's a famous quote, apparently.
Famous quote. He's such a himbo. He doesn't even speak.
I'm really glad Edward didn't kill you. Everything's so much more fun with you around. Eclipse chapter 4. Nice to have toddlers guarding the fort. Breaking Dawn chapter 11. Did you get in a couple of good swipes? Breaking Dawn chapter 22. So it's still standing. I would have thought you two had knocked it to rubble by now. What were you doing last night discussing the national debt?
Wow.
I'm sure you'll ace your classes. Apparently there's nothing interesting for you to do at night besides study. And then about time somebody scored around here. She's tame. Not much wild about you, is there? I bet that cottage doesn't even have a scratch. And I'm like, Emmett, please.
He is such a himbo.
He really is. Mary Alice Brandon Cullen. She was...
Wait, what? Alice ain't even her first name?
No. She was born in 1901. She was 19 years old when she got changed in 1920. She was changed by an unnamed vampire who worked in a mental institution in Biloxi, Mississippi. Hair color black, eye color dark brown. She's tiny and graceful. Her hair is very short and spiky because her head was shaved in a mental hospital and her hair was in the process of growing out when she was transformed. She can see into the future, although she sees...
Alice had exactly what we were just talking about.
Yeah. Because, like, she had visions and stuff before she was turned into a vampire, so, they gave her, like, electric shock therapy.
Oh.
Because it was, like, the 1900s, and she, like, didn't remember. And actually, the reason she was turned into a vampire was because her blood smelled really good to James from the first Twilight book that tries to kill Bella. And to stop James from killing her, this unnamed vampire turned her into a vampire, and so the game was over. And so Alice had no idea about any of this because she didn't know where she came from. It was only that James disclosed that she actually found out sort of where she came from.
Yeah.
Which I can tell you without reading this book, because I know that. But it does actually say here. So, yeah. Her mother loved her deeply and counseled her to keep quiet about her premonitions. She'd learned to ignore her gift for the most part, but occasionally she felt compelled to speak. Sometimes turned out badly. Alice warned a friend not to marry a certain man. The friend ignored her, and it was revealed that the man's family had a history of insanity. Rather than blame herself or her husband, the friend whispered to others that Alice had put a curse on her. On another occasion, one of Alice's favourite cousins planned to go west to seek his fortune, and Alice begged him not to. I mean, it was like the 1900s, so... cousin...
But still, women turning on other women.
I know, right?
No.
The cousin died in an accident on the road, and his parents, Alice's aunt and uncle, blamed Alice for jinxing his trip. People started to use the words witch and changeling when talking about her. Then Alice had the most terrifying vision. She saw her mother being murdered by a stranger in the woods on her way into town. She told her mother what she had seen, and her mother listened to her. Alice's mother kept her daughters in the house with the doors locked and a pistol loaded. Mr. Brandon returned home from the trip 2 days later to a dirty house full of terrified women and empty of food. On Mrs. Brandon's insistence, he searched the woods near the road, but found nothing. He was angry with Alice's damn stories and ordered Alice not to put everyone in a panic again. Alice began to be haunted by flashes of the stranger still stalking her mother. When she told her parents what she'd seen, her father was furious with Alice's hysteria. He insisted that the family go about their usual routine, but he was often gone, and when he was, Alice's mother followed Alice's desperate warnings as much as possible. Still, she had to shop for supplies and tend her orchard. When a month passed and no one had seen the man, Mrs. Brandon grew less wary. She began returning her friends' visits and blah blah blah. One night, Alice had a
Hold on.
perfect. Yes.
I have 3 different calls from different parts of the country today, and I don't, right, so one in Cardiff, no, not even in the country, one in Cardiff, Wales, one in Manchester, England, and one in Tiverton, England, and I'm just like, where did they get my phone number?
Right.
Like, why are they phoning me today? Crazy. Can we sleep?
Yes, we can. One night, Alice had a perfectly clear vision of the man in a Model T running her mother's buggy off the road just outside of town, where there was a steep drop. Alice's mother had already left home in the buggy, and Alice ran after her, seeing in her mind the stranger watching the crashed buggy to be sure there was no movement inside. Next, she had a vision of the man driving away from the scene of the accident. Alice knew she was too late, but she kept running. The death of Alice's mother was declared accidental, and Alice's protestations to the contrary were met with disdain and suspicion. Alice's father ordered her to be silent, and he married within 6 months of his wife's death. The woman was a blonde Yankee from Illinois who was only 10 years older than Alice, and he frequently sold pearls to her jeweler father in the past. The new Mrs. Brandon was quite cold to Alice, though she made a pet of the younger Cynthia. Even unguided by visions, Alice was bright, careless, offhand comments by her new stepmother and evidence of longer preparations for this marriage than should have been possible made Alice suspicious. She took her suspicions to her father, who raged at her for suggesting ill of his new wife. The night after her confrontation with her father, Alice had a vision of him and the stranger who had killed her mother. Her father was giving the man money. Then Alice had a vision of the man standing over her with a knife. Too late, she realized that she'd confided in exactly the wrong person. She rushed out into the night and ran 5 miles. And yeah, it just goes on and on. And when she accused her father and stepmother, nobody believed her. And everyone was just saying she was crazy or possessed by the devil. And she was sent to an asylum 2 counties away. Few people knew what had actually happened, and everyone who did know the truth was understanding about the Brandons' desire to pretend that Alice had died. So yeah, then her head was shaved during the threat of a typhoid outbreak. She also endured electric shock therapy. The treatment caused her to lose her memory, but it also allowed her naturally cheerful and harmonious disposition to return, since she no longer remembered the sadness and horror of her recent life. Unknown to Alice, a vampire was working as a groundskeeper at the asylum when she was incarcerated. This vampire, who was taking advantage of this pool of humans who could die without much notice being taken, formed an attachment to Alice. He kept her from shock treatments and other horrors. Whenever he could, he learned of Alice's abilities. She always knew when he was coming to visit her. He would bring hidden objects with him to see if she could guess what he had, and she always got it right. Then Alice had a vision of James. It occurred the moment he caught her scent, old and faded, in her hometown 2 counties away. She saw James find her. She told her only friend, the vampire, and he knew that what she was seeing was fact. He planned to escape with her, but Alice saw James catching up to her anyway. He offered other options, but every choice ended with James, and the groundskeeper decided to change her. Alice saw that this would be very close. There might not be time for her blood to transform sufficiently for James to have gained nothing in killing her. And yeah, he bit Alice and took her away to hide her. But then, and then he would put himself in James's path, to delay James, and James killed him, so she woke up alone. and it was only like her visions, like of the Collins and stuff, that kept her from going actually insane. Good old Jasper Whitlock Hale. 1844 at 19, so he was 19. Maria was the person that changed him. Place of origin, Houston, Texas.
Why do Rosalie and Jasper have the same surname?
Because they both have similar sort of hair color. So, only to make it like weird, not weird that they are together with Emmett and Alice. So, like, that's actually Jasper's last name. His last name was Hale.
Right.
So they just kept that and just said, you know, well, Rosalie can be your because they're like similar age too. Rosalie can be your sister, and we'll just pretend that, you know, you two are siblings and we adopted both of you.
Fair.
So.
Also, I love how we completely like, this is no longer a Minecraft stream.
It is no longer. I mean, we are still playing Minecraft. Why does this... Oh no, it's just not the same with the sword. Oh, that's better. Yeah, right? I've got to use a bed. Or a carrot. I'm almost out of carrots. Jasper's tall with a medium build and his hair falls to just above his collar. He has many scars from... Is he taller than Emmett?
Wait, what? How could he have many scars?
He has vampire scars. So vampire scars are the only scars that stay on your body. That's why Bella has a bite scar on her wrist, because the venom makes the scars stay. So he's like covered in battle scars from when he used to fight newborns and stuff. But yeah, I know. Like, if I didn't already know that, that would be like, I would be asking the same question, because like, got rid of scars. Yeah, from the years of dealing with newborn vampires, but these scars are easily visible only to others with supernaturally good eyesight. Jasper has the ability to both feel and manipulate the emotions of those around him. He has attended high school and college several times. He has degrees in philosophy and history. The man has a degree in philosophy and history and isn't ashamed of the fact that he was a Confederate soldier.
Right.
Vampire scar tattoo, you say? The venom gets rid of scars.
Oh my god, yes! You use vampire to
the venom
yourself.
that gets rid of scars makes the scars. Right, got it. Yeah, I know, right, too.
We're just pulling apart this.
Literally, like, I could imagine Emmett being like, bite me in this pattern, Jasper.
Yes.
And he's got like words written on his body. We're just gonna rewrite Twilight, but like make it better. Hobbies. He is a natural scholar and an avid reader. He has a shrewd mind for both business and battle tactics.
Ugh.
Jasper has a silver Ducati motorcycle given to him by Edward. And it goes into all his history about how he was turned into, like, to fight in the newborn army and stuff. But the thing that gets me, right, is why does Jasper's ability work on Bella? It should not work on Bella. Bella is a shield.
Yeah, but Alice's ability also works on Bella.
Yeah, but that's because she sees things like the future. She doesn't, like, it's not so much to do with her directly. Like, Edward can't use his ability on her, Irina, who tried to zap her with her mind in Breaking Dawn, can't use hers on her. Jane can't use her torture things on her. Aero can't use his things on her. Like, because someone was saying this on TikTok the other day, and someone was like, oh, well, Jasper's is, like, physical about her physical body, you know, like, he's, like, manipulating her, like, physically, so that's why, because it's not mental, but, like, Irina and Jane is physical. Like,
physical.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't think she just changed that to suit whatever she wanted to write. Because Jasper should not work on her.
no.
Like, you know, he should not be able to manipulate her thing. Like, I understand why Alice can see the future because, like, her future sort of involves Edward, so she can see Edward and she can see, well, she can't see Jacob because she can't see werewolves. And I can't remember if she can see Renesmee or not.
Check my chart.
I wonder if this power works on her and pushes her down the stairs. Yeah, right? Mate, there's like 3 pages of like quotes from Bella. Which, I mean, makes sense obviously because the book's about her. Renesmee Carly Cullen. Nickname Nessie. You nickname my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?
Wait. Carly?
Carly, yeah, like Charlie and Carlisle. Carlie.
That's so bad. Like, I thought Rigatoni was bad enough, but the middle name's even worse.
It's even worse. If she was a boy, like, let's sleep, actually, please. If she was a boy, the baby's name was going to be EJ. Edward Jacob. Like, I kid you not. I'm like, bro, you made the decision to pick Edward, and yet you're just going to, like, throw it in his face. Like, you know, that you're naming your child Jacob.
Wait a second. Would Jacob have still imprinted if
No.
Rigatoni had been a boy?
No. That's why she wasn't a boy. Because Stephanie Meyer would never. But also the fact that the it's something weird, like let me get to it. The breeding for the werewolves is like, or the children of the moon they're referred to, is like through the women.
Sorry, say that again.
Like, they make obviously, like, women have babies, like, but like
No, sorry. I zoned out, which is why I needed you to say it again.
I can't really remember exactly what I said. I'm trying to find the part about, like, there's something specific about the way that they, like, breed. That's a terrible sentence to say about humans. Like, the way that they have children. To do with...
Also, to something Katura put in my chat earlier. So, he says that,
yeah.
Minecraft has neither triangles nor circles. I'm about to prove you wrong, buddy. Okay.
Katie says, so you know how Tolkien and Lewis and so on were writing in a writing group and discussed world building techniques and fantasy genre with each other? Yeah. I feel like Maya and JKR and a few others went to the same school of plot holes. Yeah, literally. Jacob Black. Like, There's something specific about like the girls in like the family for the tribes are like have to have twins or something to continue on. I don't know if it's actually in here. There's a first year stats question in a lecture about average human gestational period. Yeah, well, Bella's was like 2 months or something with rigatoni. Did you know what?
I've made brain up now, haven't I?
Yeah.
I've done it
You know what Renesmee's birthday is? Like Stephanie Meyer chose this as her birthday.
Yeah.
September 11th.
No.
I kid you not. Her birthday is September 11th, I'm pretty sure. Let me have a look. Let me go back to the page. Because I am pretty sure.
Plot hole of schools.
September 11, 2006. So it was like pre. Oh no, like what?
Post.
Post, yeah,
9/11.
sorry. But what date was actually? What year was 9/11?
2000. So it was 5 years later.
Yeah, right. Here you go. So, the Children of the Moon, which is what Jacob and stuff 2001, yeah, Jacob and stuff are. The Children of the Moon are creatures similar to the traditional werewolves of myth. They phase or change form in response to the cycles of the moon. In their changed form, they do not entirely resemble actual wolves. Their forelegs are more powerful than their hind legs. Sorry, my phone just. Oh, never mind. I thought I got a message or something. And they still have their usable hands with opposable thumbs. What? A werewolf with opposable thumbs?
That's so weird.
What? I could not even. Opposable claws. I literally cannot take this woman seriously. In addition, their stance is more upright, making their movement somewhat ape-like rather than entirely canine. Children of the Moon change form only at night and during the fullest phase of the moon, while in their werewolf form, Children of the Moon are not aware of their human selves. They are feral rather than rational. Usually they run alone or with one companion of the opposite gender. Children of the Moon cannot breed in their animal form. They can spread their species only by infecting other humans through a bite. Infected humans who have children do not pass their abilities to their offspring. In their animal form, Children of the Moon have heightened strength and speed that make them both deadly and difficult to kill. Contrary to legend, these werewolves cannot be killed with a silver bullet, nor does silver repel them. Their amplified abilities make them capable of destroying a lone vampire. However, the vampire generally has the advantage due to the fact that he retains his logic and intelligence. One advantage the werewolf has in both his human and animal forms is immunity to vampire venom, both the transformative properties and the pain-producing properties. Because vampires and Children of the Moon share the same food source, and because each is an exception to the other's near indestructibility, they are natural enemies. Over time, however, the vampires have hunted the once populous werewolves into near extinction. The Quillette. I don't actually know. Like, the way that I heard it in the movies is not the same way that they pronounce it in the book.
They say books, but that's like Malfoy.
Yeah.
Books.
Although the Quillettes call themselves werewolves, they are not werewolves in the traditional mythological sense. They are actually shapeshifters who take the form of a wolf. Unlike the Children of the Moon, mature Quillette werewolves are able to phase by choice. Another fundamental difference between Quillette werewolves and the Children of the Moon is that Quillettes in their wolf form retain their human minds. reasoning abilities, and personalities. Quilliat werewolves consider themselves the designated protectors of their human tribe. They see vampires as enemies to themselves and all humans. Sharing prey usually doesn't make animals enemies in nature. Yeah, I know, right? Nor does immunity. Yeah, right, exactly. Both tend to lead the let's just ignore each other. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Tooth. Okay, let's go to the physical attributes here. The appearance. The Quilliat werewolves are very similar to normal wolves, but are several times larger. An average Quilliat werewolf would stand at about the height of a horse, but with a greater body mass. Besides being bigger than a normal wolf, the werewolves are also supernaturally stronger and faster. Their teeth and claws are sharp and strong enough to be able to damage a vampire. They can also run as fast as vampires, just as
So
with
they
normal
wouldn't be
humans.
like an oversized dog, like
Yeah.
the make them out to be.
Yeah. The just as with normal humans, there are individual wolves who are faster than other wolves. In their human forms, werewolves are stronger and faster than humans, but not enough to take on a vampire without phasing. The wolf's fur ranges in colour through many shades of brown, grey, and black. The length of a tribe member's hair in human form affects the length of his werewolf coat. For example, if someone has long human hair, the coat in a wolf form will also be longer.
Which is why Jacob had to cut his hair.
Yeah. Quilliat werewolves heal very quickly in both human and wolf form. When they are wounded, they immediately begin to heal. Minor injuries heal in as little as a few seconds. More serious injuries, like broken bones, typically repair themselves in a matter of days. Quilliat werewolves are not indestructible, and although killing one is easier than killing a vampire, it still takes supernatural strength or great ability to seriously wound a werewolf. An exception to this rule is vampire venom. In a werewolf's system, whether he is in his human or wolf form, venom does not begin the process of transformation into a vampire. Rather, it acts as a poison that... Oh, I really don't want to say this. That... that stupefies the healing abilities of the werewolf. Because I'm not saying that word.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm going. Is this the illustrated guide still?
Yes.
Okay.
Can
I'll
we
be back
sleep
in
first?
Oh. Alright.
Because it's about to be night.
Mhm.
So bold werewolf humans are furless in werewolf form? Probably. That's the logic that it's using. Sharky's letting his intrusive thoughts win today. And I love it. It's page 307, by the way. Venom alone will not generally kill a healthy werewolf, however, in combination with other injuries, it can be fatal.
I'm gonna have to get the book before you're like, oh, it's page this, and this, and I'm just like, come again?
Excuse me,
Okay,
I
I've
only
got
said
the book.
one page number. It's page 307. And it's like the second last word on the third last sentence.
This book is sharp.
This book is what?
Sharp.
Sharp. Turn to page 347, Potter. Turn to page 307.
Right. And the werewolf system.
Don't read it out loud.
Wow.
Yeah, don't read it out loud. Yeah, right? You can see why I was like, I'm not saying that word.
Mm.
Like, That is a slur. We don't say that.
I think.
Like, I get what she means, and like to some degree she's using it in context, but at the same time, pick a different word.
Right?
Like,
There's
of
so
all the
many
words you could have chosen, you did not need to choose that one. Lifestyle and
Okay.
behavior.
But would it be permanent? So it acts as a poison.
Yeah, that makes them stupid.
That stops the healing abilities of the werewolf. Venom alone will not generally kill a healthy werewolf. So would they recover from it? Would their body expel the venom, or would it be there permanent?
No idea. She doesn't elaborate on that, so I have no idea. Like, I don't know if they would get better from that, but it would just take a long time, or whether they would be stupid for the rest of their life.
That's what it means.
Like, knowing her, they'll probably be stupid for the rest of their life.
But why are you saying that it makes them stupid? That's not what that means.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that word.
But you can't say that it makes them stupid because that's using that word in a bad context. You're now putting it in a bad context.
Well, what does it mean then?
It means that it stunts the healing abilities of the werewolf. I.e., it stops the werewolves being able to heal themselves. It doesn't.
Oh, wait, yeah, right, sorry. I was so
was
focused
gonna
on trying to
say,
change
oh my-
the word that I'm like completely changing the context of the sentence. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
My bad.
Just like, no, dude, you're making it worse.
Yeah. No. I'm not putting stress on the wrong part of the word. I'm just taking it out of context.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make them stupid. It just stops them being able to heal themselves.
No, yeah, stunts. Yeah, we're right. Yeah, sorry. I was like, I am tired. I was tired before we started.
Literally, they
It
go
makes
on
them
to
fire
call
resistant.
they literally go on to call them werewolves, despite the fact that they're not werewolves.
I know, right? And
So
then it
yeah,
talks about mortality.
yeah, that's what I was just looking at. I was like, once a werewolf transforms, his aging speeds up until he reaches the age of maturity, roughly 25.
Yeah, and as long as he continues to fade, he remains at that age.
Wait a second, because because Jacob imprinted on Rigatoni, does that mean so he was already 25? So that means that she's gonna be when she reaches her like final age, she's gonna
Yeah.
be older than her parents.
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah. So they have limited immortality as long as they continue to phase. But they give up phasing in order to grow old and die alongside their family and friends. Once the werewolf gives up phasing altogether, he slowly begins to age again until his aging reaches the normal human speed. This isn't even my final age. Oh, I can hear. There's a drowned somewhere, I think.
Also got the idea of, wolves having an alpha completely wrong.
Yeah. Does it? I haven't got to that part yet. Is that in rank?
Yeah, it's just like saying that a wolf pack has a complex system of rank, but like actually wolves in the wild, like if you're basing it off of real wolves in the wild, they don't. It's usually just mum and dad. Oh dear, there's the whole bit about imprinting.
Yeah. The incident called imprinting, in which they become unconditionally tied to a human of the opposite sex. There are several theories on why imprinting occurs. Some believe that imprinting ensures the passing on of the werewolf gene. Others believe that imprinting happens to produce larger, stronger wolves in the next generation. The werewolves do not know
Wait.
the answer for certain. And I was like, bro, you made the book. Can't you just tell us why?
But also, didn't they just say that that wolves having kids doesn't mean that they will be a werewolf?
No.
They have
That
to.
was the Children of the Moon. That wasn't the Quileute tribe. That was the Children of the Moon tribe.
Oh,
Slightly different to them. They were the ones
is it
that were
not?
like more ape-like than them. So the Quileute are shapeshifters.
Wait, so
Like,
why did she tell us Children of the Moon then?
no idea. That was the other, not really. No, that was the other real werewolves. It's these werewolves that aren't the real, not really werewolves.
Oh, yes, because they're creatures similar to the traditional
Yeah.
werewolves of. Right. Okay.
Imprinting only occurs after a werewolf's first phasing. It can happen with anyone, regardless of previous personal feelings. Imprinting happens the first time a werewolf sees the human object of his imprinting. If the werewolf does not react to a human the first time he sees her after he phases, he will never imprint on that human. Like poor Jacob, walking around in like Breaking Dawn, trying to imprint with someone to get over Bella. Like, and you know who else has it rough in Twilight? Leah. Like, don't even get me started on Leah. How, like, Sam and Leah were, like, in a relationship with each other and loved each other. And, like, Emily, who was with Sam, is her cousin. And then, like, he, like, you know, turned into a wolf. And, like, then he imprinted on her and, like, yeah, was, like, just went crazy. Was like, oh, no, not gonna do anything and all this, and then he did. He like left Leah to be with Emily, and Sam basically just like ghosted her. Like she became suspicious. And then she heard that Emily had been mauled by a bear, and that Sam was inconsolable about it. Initially, she was mostly concerned about Emily's well-being. However, it became clear shortly after the accident that Sam and Emily were a couple. Leah's concern turned into bitterness. But yeah, it's just like... And she was the one, I think, why her dad died. Because she changed into a werewolf, like in their house, in their lounge room.
Emily or Leah?
Leah. No,
Oh,
Emily's
right.
not a wolf.
Right.
Leah's like the only female wolf. Yeah. She didn't touch either of her parents. Leah was so angry that her whole body started shaking, and then she exploded into a werewolf in their small living room. She didn't touch either of her parents in the process, though she did destroy a couch. However, the shock of Leah phasing triggered her father's fatal heart attack.
Oof.
Harry was aware of the reality of werewolves and expected to someday deal with that issue with Seth, but he was so secure in his belief that only male ancestors have the potential to phase that he missed the signs with Leah. He was completely shocked, reacting to the chaos and horror of the moment. Leah's little brother Seth also phased, though he was younger than the usual age. It was difficult for her to deal with her first few weeks as a werewolf. She lost her father and blamed herself for his death, though of course she'd done nothing to hurt him intentionally. Sam was the usual guide for the new wolves, the one who explained everything to the newcomers and assigned the roles in the pack. There couldn't have been a harder person for Leah to have to face. It was even worse because now, knowing the whole truth, she could no longer blame him for his actions. There was no choice but to forgive both him and Emily. And that took so much that Leah had few emotional resources left to deal gracefully with any other problem. And she did agree to support Emily by being a bridesmaid at the wedding. So, like, not only did Emily steal her boyfriend, she also asked her to be, like, a bridesmaid at her wedding. Like, that is terrible.
I mean, she didn't steal him on purpose.
Yeah,
I
but she
mean,
still
well,
did
they kind
steal
of
him.
did.
She did. She could have said no. Just because they imprinted doesn't mean that she has
Yeah.
to accept it.
Right.
1, 8, 7, 1, 2. Oddly, I think Leah is the only Twilight character I've seen much of because I read fanfics, but not Twilight fanfics, and she's turned up as a X-over character a few times. Oh, crossover. I get it. I get what you're saying now. Also, love the fanfic reference. So good. Fanfics are the best. I don't know if I should admit this or not. But when I was younger in high school, I actually wrote a Twilight fanfiction that you can find on fanfiction.com if you know what my username is. It was about Quill imprinting with the 2-year-old Claire.
Oh.
Ooh, there's steak in here. I'll have that, thanks. I could do with some steak. But yeah. Often among collections of people who got a really rough deal in their own world, like Xander. I don't know who that is. I want to say I know who that is, but I don't know who that is. I know it's not from Twilight. But yeah, it just goes on and on and on. There's like so many that I didn't actually even know. Try Billy. And you know why Billy's in a wheelchair?
No.
Another thing that she did dirty. Billy's in a wheelchair because he has diabetes. I'm pretty sure.
Crazy. Why?
Right. When Jacob was born, he saw the curse of his wolf heritage for the first time, and he fervently hoped the vampires would never trouble the Quileute tribe again. He wanted his son to have the same peaceful life that he'd had. His wife Sarah died in a car accident 9 years later. Rachel and Rebecca had a very difficult time living around the memories of their mother, and both of them found ways to leave the push as soon as they were old enough. Billy wouldn't leave. He felt like his children, his young son particularly, needed the stability of the place where they'd grown up. Billy was away working on his fishing boat so often and wanted Jacob to be with people he could trust. In the back of his mind, Billy always worried about accidentally taking Jacob away to a place where he might encounter vampires. The same thing could happen at La Push someday, of course, but at least then Jacob would have the support of a pack of tribal elders who understood. A few years later, Billy had to quit his job because of the progression of his diabetes. It was difficult for him to lose mobility, but it gave him more time with his children. With his daughters more
What?
active socially.
Does she even understand diabetes?
She understands diabetes as much as James Dashner understands science, which is not a lot. As you know from reading. Well, you haven't read it yet. From me explaining bits about
Yeah.
about the Maze Runner. Like, this is not how science works, my dude.
Right. They all went, yeah. So, him, Rowling,
Yeah.
Mayor, who else?
That's all that I can think of. Everybody else that I
Probably
read.
some of them. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
When-
you have a terminal case of the diabetes. You'll never walk again.
Right?
Oh dear. That's the funniest thing ever. My job's passive. I was like, where does this go? Most jobs. Hostile. It's just crazy because I'm just like, that's not how these things work. But anyway. Where am I going to put this bucket? In here, probably? In the precious? Yep. There was something else that I thought I could put somewhere. Oh no, it's this one. Armor. Armor, armor. But yeah, she did so many characters dirty.
Mhm.
Family and friends of Bella. Charlie. Is 6 foot. Charlie is fairly tall and has an average build. Hobbies. He enjoys fishing. He also likes watching sports. Thank you. Renee. Also, the thing that annoys me too is like, you know, Carlisle is just like, everyone thinks Carlisle's like such a good dude, but he really is not. Like, in Twilight, not Twilight, in Breaking, in Midnight Sun, I'm like, I'll get there eventually. When Bella is having her scans from when Tyler's van goes to squish her and Edward pushes her over, he takes like x-rays of her head and he's like, oh, let me get the book. Let me go back and get it. Because
Okay.
I don't want to butcher it. I'm back.
Mm.
Okay. So, he's talking to Carlisle before. Before Carlisle goes to see her. Okay. Ah, yes. He stuck her x-rays to the light board. But I didn't need a second look. I see. She's absolutely fine. Well done, Edward. The sound of my father's approval created a mixed reaction in me. I would have been pleased, except that I knew he would not approve of what I was going to do now. At least, he would not approve if he knew my real motivations. I think I'm going to go talk to her before she sees you, I murmured under my breath. Act natural, like nothing happened. Smooth it over. All acceptable reasons. Carlyle nodded absently, still looking over the x-rays. Good idea. I looked to see what had his interest. Look at all the healed contusions. How many times? Let me start again. Look at all the healed contusions. How many times did her mother drop her? Carlyle laughed to himself at his joke. And I'm like, what the heck, Carlyle? You're like laughing at the fact that you think her mother dropped her as a baby. Like, what is wrong with you?
Wow.
Like, right?
Dude, that's messed up.
I know, right? And then we're up to the part where they're going to get to Bella because Bella's given us like run off from the airport. And they cause like a massive accident. And then Carla like drugs the woman and like leaves her.
What the heck?
Like on the side of the road so they can steal her car.
That's so
Right.
messed up.
Okay, ready?
Mm.
We're changing cars under the next overpass, I warned them. Alice assigned our roles in a trilling voice, the words flowing faster than the speed of a hummingbird's wings. Carlyle dug through his bag. Emmett flexed unconsciously. I overtook the white SUV, hating the necessity of slowing down to pace it. Every second I lost, Bella would pay for in pain. Against all my instincts, I shifted down to fourth gear. The BMW motorcycle sped out of our reach. I repressed a sigh. The overpass was half a mile ahead. The shadow that it threw was only 53 feet long. The sun was almost directly above it now. I started to crowd the Cayenne toward the left. She changed lanes. I followed quickly, then straddled the lane lines, so that I was halfway into hers. She started to slow, and so did I. Alice helped me time it. I pulled slightly ahead of the Cayenne, and then steered left again, forcing my way into her lane while decelerating sharply. The driver slammed on the brakes. Just behind us, the Corvette I'd considered before swerved into another lane, laying on the horn as he passed. The whole traffic amoeba lurched to the right, as one to avoid us. We came to a full stop in the last 10 feet of shade. All of us exited simultaneously. Curious faces flew by us at 70 miles per hour. The driver of the Cayenne was climbing out of her car too, her face in a scowl and her ponytail swinging with rage. Carlyle darted forward to meet her. She had 1 second to react to the fact that the most handsome man she'd ever seen was responsible for running her off the road, and then she was collapsing into him. She probably hadn't even had time to feel the prick of the needle. Carla carefully laid her unconscious body on the raised concrete shelf beside the shoulder. I took the driver's seat. Jasper and Alice were in the back.
That's crazy.
Right? Like, they, like, not only steal her car, but they, like, drug her. Like, what?
Right? Oh my gosh.
Like,
It's so messed. And we thought, like, Carlisle is supposed to be the good one, like, wanting to help humans, and here he is laughing about a baby being dropped by a mother, and
Right.
also, like, just casually, like, drugging people on the side of the road
And stealing their cars.
in their cars. Like,
And he drugged the guy who tried to like get Bella at Port Angeles. He drugged him too. I mean, he was a bad person, but like at the same time, that doesn't mean you should go around drugging people.
right? Okay.
But yeah, he drugged him as well and like dropped him off at like the police station or whatever. But yeah, I'm just like, bro, these people think they're so good. And not to mention that like the Cullens like use Alice's powers to like go and like play or put their money in the stock market. They literally use her powers to get rich.
Mm.
And I'm just like, bro. Like so many things wrong about this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even.
Right.
Anyway, it's like 10:30, so I think I'm just gonna stop there.
Fair enough.
Because we have to get up early tomorrow. So thank you, and you have stuff later on today anyway. So, but yeah, that's the Twilight stream. I feel like
Rename it the Twilight.
Sharky's gonna have to rename this later for me and rename it the Twilight. This is the stream of a killer, Bella. What are you making?
Aha! I'm not telling you.
Why not? Is it for me? Is it for me?
No.
Oh. Well, what are you making? Are you making like
Hold on.
the Fallout Boy logo or something?
Oh.
Did you say yes?
Nope.
Oh. I was gonna say I got it on my first guess.
Any idea?
Well, if you go back a bit, I might be able to actually see.
Oh, I just did. But...
Oh, it hadn't come up yet. Oh, no.
Okay, let me do a little bit more before you go. Ah! I'm trying to, like...
Well, I'm going to end my stream. And I'll just stay on yours. So, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Novak, for joining. And thank you, Katooth and Sharky, for being in the chat.
Thanks for having me.
That's okay. And we'll probably see you guys in a couple of weeks. Novak is busy next week, so we'll be back in a few weeks with another episode of the Skovak Intrusion. So maybe next week I might continue Goose Game. We shall see. But good night and have a happy and safe Easter, everybody. Bye!